All right. You know that one beautiful, amazing woman. Hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Anyway, sorry. Woman that came on here and said that all gingers are black. If you're a male ginger, you're a black king. If you're a female ginger, you're a black queen. Well, guess I'm a black queen. I finally fit in somewhere. I can honestly say I've never fit in anywhere my entire life. There's never been, I've never fit into a group or a category ever in my life. Ever. I've always made my own community, but I've never fit into a community. And especially growing up. I used to pray. Every time I was pregnant, I prayed that I didn't have a ginger. And my firstborn, I got pregnant when I was 17. My firstborn, she was a ginger. She's absolutely beautiful. My middle son, I prayed that he wasn't a ginger. I prayed, and he wasn't. Thank God he got his dad's brunette hair. And then my daughter, my youngest, I prayed she wasn't a ginger, and she wasn't. She came out with brown hair. She's a brunette also. Now that's sad. That's sad. But that's how much bullying I dealt with my whole life, that I never wanted to have kids to have to go through that. That I prayed that they wouldn't be gingers. Normally people pray for them not to have, something wrong with them. I just prayed they weren't gingers. The minute I learned what hair dye was and I was allowed to dye my hair, first thing I did was bleach my hair. I heard that you could strip your hair color with bleach. So the minute I learned about bleach, I bleached my hair and I tried to strip all the red from my hair. I've dyed my eyebrows. I will do anything to be tan because my body is just covered in freckles. Because I've just always been, I guess, ashamed of it because of the bullying that I've endured my whole life. I was going to come on here and make one of those cool videos like the happy ones and jumping around with the music stuff. But I decided that I'm going to come on here and be vulnerable and talk about something I've never, ever in my life spoken about. I've never talked about this to anybody. I've never talked about what I endured in my life from having red hair, being a ginger. I've never spoken about it before because it brings back so many memories and it hurts my heart that I've hated. I've honestly, and I'm a very strong person, but I learned to become strong because of all the bullying I endured. I've become so strong to the point where I don't even know how to be vulnerable. But I see other gingers coming on here being vulnerable, and I decide, you know what? It's time to embarrass myself and be vulnerable right along with them. Because I finally found a community that I fit in. And there's so many other gingers out there I never knew there was. There was never, ever, ever another ginger in my life of me growing up. So it's crazy to see so many gingers here on TikTok because I never met any other ones besides whoever was in my family that was a ginger. And there's not even very many of us. It's so rare to be a ginger. And growing up, we were always told, like, oh, you're so lucky. People pay thousands of dollars to get that color of hair. But to us, we were just like, yeah, we're so lucky because we get bullied and harassed about the color of our hair and our freckles, right? So hello to all of my fellow gingers and my beautiful black queens and kings. Thank you for accepting us into your community because we've never had one. I'm sure you could see all the freckles I have. I have a ton of them. My whole life I've been called redheaded stepchild, do the drapes, match the curtains, fire crotch. Oh, you're so white. Thank goodness you have freckles or we wouldn't be able to see you. Ronald McDonald's daughter. Pippi Longstockings, because I did have very, very long hair, so I was Pippi Longstockings. I have no soul because I'm a ginger, so I wouldn't know what emotions feel like. Even my exes. I've been with men that if I had emotions, they would tell me, like, oh, stop, you don't even have emotions. You have no soul. You're a ginger. I was called Freckle Face, my nickname. Horrible nickname. It's yeah, I have a filter on right now, but my whole face is just freckles. I used to wear so much makeup. all over my face, my neck, my chest, just to cover up the freckles. That's sad. There used to be a holiday. There still is, because my oldest daughter endured what some of the things I had to endure, and it broke my heart, because that's why I didn't want to have a ginger kid. And unfortunately, she had to go through some of the bullying I went through, and she heard the same things I heard. There's a holiday called Kick a Ginger Day. I used to beg my parents to not let me go to school on that day. Beg them, but they didn't believe it. Go to school, people would randomly just walk by and just kick me. I have never, ever talked about this, because I do have a lot of friends. I am very popular now. I was popular the ending of my school years, but that's because they were friends that I grew up with, so I kind of just learned to be like the tough one in school. Nobody's going to fight me. Nobody's going to mess with me, because I got tired of being bullied. But I didn't have friends in school, really. I was teased and bullied my whole school life. And now that I'm an adult, it's basically like I'm so sexualized by men. I think, honestly, oh my God, I've never spoken about this. I never have. But I think, honestly, that's another reason why I used to be a 304. And I think it's because of all the attention that I got, because I didn't get that growing up. Boys didn't like me. They did not like me. I had red hair and freckles. They didn't like me. But when I was able to finally dye my hair and grow up and get my breasts done, then I got all the men that I wanted, because I was no longer a redhead. But yeah, I'm holding back tears because I'm just not one to cry. But that's what I've endured my whole life, and my childhood really sucked because of it. Even though so many elder people would be like, "You're so beautiful. Oh, you have that hair, such beautiful auburn hair. Your freckles are gorgeous." Other kids didn't think so. Even some adults would bully me, okay? Literally. "You better knock it off before I beat you like a redheaded stepchild." That's what I would hear. So that's my story. Thank you so much for letting us into your community, because God knows, a whole life I've never been a part of one. And now we are. I love you guys. And I hope we don't screw this up.